Hello, hello! Welcome along to episode 9 of Dragon Keepers. Today I have playing with me, Alora.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm playing Natani.
And going AFK. Jamal is not with us this week. He's off, I don't know, what's he doing? He's playing jazz with giraffes in Jamaica. And he's fractured his nose.
Spent so much time in Jamaica.
Yeah, I know. There must be another country beginning with J, but it never comes to mind.
Japan.
Yeah. Literally.
Jamaica's what comes to mind. I have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Patrick, the Forest Gnome Wildfire Druid.
I have finished my candy now. I have Jay.
Hey, I'm Jay, and I'm playing Arya Corvus, the half-elf arcane trickster rogue.
And I have Michaela.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I am playing Twiggy, the halfling Way of Mercy monk.
Does anyone feel brave enough to attempt to recap last session?
Where did we start?
So, I think what happened was...
We started with the revelation that Jerd was pregnant. And,
Sure.
well, rather, we finished with that the previous episode, and she apologised for it. We started after that.
Okay. And then we split up to do our own tasks. The hunters went hunting, the fishermen and fisherwomen went fishing, and the boat people stayed on the boat.
Sure.
And then... Well, they don't do anything.
No, the important thing was we divided people up by how far ahead they would go.
Oh my god, yes, thank you, Michaela. I was going to skip straight to the end. As we were traversing, we came across an interesting, curious creature that was mostly tentacles made out of vines with a little head. But unfortunately, even though it wasn't dangerous, it was deadly through no fault of its own. It just happened to release spores that would kill you. So we did not adopt it.
And tried to squish you with a too friendly hug.
Yeah, it didn't mean to.
Squished you by cuddling.
Yeah, it didn't mean to. It
Killed
just
you
doesn't
with
know
love.
its own strength.
Yes.
And then
Maybe I should base
suddenly
all
it
my,
was, and then
enemies on
suddenly
Whitney
it was
Houston songs.
nighttime, and we found someone lurking around the forest. And it turned out to be Prince, who we thought was trying to hurt a dragon.
Sorry, what? Slow down.
he
There's no
wasn't
princes
it.
in this campaign.
No, he looks like Prince.
Oh, Cedric. Cedric Melda.
Yeah, Cedric was lurking around the forest.
Oh, we have
like
jumped right to
Voldemort.
the end. Okay, cool, yeah.
Like Voldemort looking for a unicorn. But he wasn't trying to hurt the dragon. He was trying to help the dragon because the dragon called out to him, and he's become a dragon keeper. And he's got like scaling, which we found out last time, but it's more of a well-known thing now. Anyways, and there was the dragons called us all to a meeting. The leader of the dragons, which I believe is the gold one.
Merkel.
Yes, he's fuming with all of us because it's our fault that the dragons can't defend themselves. And they've been attacked, one of them being attacked. And so we have to figure out which one of us did it because the call is coming from inside the house. And so we started questioning people. Arya decided to go hunt through people's things, which is unrelated to finding out who hurt the dragon.
Is it? Arya was looking for the tool that was used to extract the blood that left a very distinctive wound.
That's her excuse, at least.
Why did she go? Because Michaela asked her to.
Yeah.
No,
Anyways, and then
Twiggy
before you know it, knife to the throat, and it was a fellow hunter.
Named?
Jess. No.
Oh,
No,
Yes.
it was. Yes.
you got it. You got it in one.
Yes. Jess,
No
who,
help.
who planted the syringe on Arya to frame her.
Mhm.
And then they found dragon blood in in Cedric's room. Yes.
Wasn't ready.
And then
I
they were
wasn't
like,
ready for that prompt.
case done and over with. So they went back, but then plot twist. It turns out that I think it wasn't Carson. It was
I don't know what piece of information you're trying to get.
I don't know who it was, but someone clocked on that they planted it on Arya.
Oh,
it's not
yes, it was Carson. You
Rapscale.
were right.
Okay, yeah. Carson clocked on that Jess had planted it on Arya to frame her, and in one quick motion, the dragon chomped on Jess's head. Was like, enough of you.
There's some
And
really
we also...
key pieces of information missing from this recap.
So that case was closed. We also found out that the person who originally took blood was Sedric, for unknown reasons, but we do know that once he got the blood, he then got hypnotized by it and drank it, and that's what caused the scaling on himself. And then and then it also connected him to the dragon, making him a dragon keeper. And then
That's where we ended with Harmony.
and then that was it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me just fill in some dots. First of all, the reason Cedric had taken the blood from Elder was because it was worth a lot of money, and he thought.
Oh,
that
and
would
we
make him
also
rich.
there was a conversation about possibly selling off dragon parts if they die, which is very morally questionable.
So you found out that Cedric had taken the blood and he had drank it because he'd been watching the silver wave through it, and he felt an unstoppable urge to drink it, which then made him linked to Relpta, which has allowed her to gain more words and more intelligence, but has also changed him, causing the scaling. She's forgiven him, so that issue was aside. In a moment where Arya tried to create a distraction to get away, or rather, Twiggy created a distraction for Arya to get away, the news that Case and Skelly, or Boxer and Skelly, never sure which.
Case.
It was
Case
No,
and
Boxer.
Skelly. Boxer and Skelly, yeah, I know. One of them slept with Jerd, the other one is talking to Skelly. I just never remember which one's which. Yeah, so anyway, has been talking to Skelly, and Leftrin, Skelly's uncle, was slightly annoyed at this fact. Rapscal let out that he'd overheard Greft talking to someone, which turned out to be Jess, about selling off dragon parts if a dragon was to die of natural causes. You also found out that the only person who's been in Cedric's room is Carson and Davy, which might be relevant or might not. And you... Carson discovered that the dragon's blood itself was inside Jess's bag, and that is how the person was found guilty. And that's where we ended.
Basically what I said.
Sort of, yeah. You can have just a couple of minor pieces of information, so I thought I'd add those in because they might be relevant this episode. But this episode is where we will pick up. And it's fairly early in the morning after the dramatics of the middle of the night, and people have slept. What is your name?
Patrick.
Yes, thank you. Patrick is
Wow.
woken up. Yes, I had, because we discussed Arya, we discussed Twiggy, but we didn't discuss Patrick. Patrick, you're woken up by a sort of cry in your mind of distress from Sedric.
I'll like set up like in a full 90 degrees angle.
Yep.
Alert. Is he saying anything, or is it like
he's a
there's sounds
distance
of
away.
pain?
You know that he is distressed in some way. You could walk to him, knowing where that distress signal is coming from, but he is giving you no information as yet. You're just aware that he's distressed, and that's woken you up.
Okay. then I think I will like get my bearings, and then I will pick up a nearby dowsing stick, and I will follow the stick to Sestican, but I'll be following the sound in my mouth. You know what a dowsing stick is? It's basically a twig that is like that, but then also branches out, and you hold the two like a handle, and then you basically are led somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that's somewhere.
Yes. Okay. You lead yourself mentally to Sestican. Well done. And when you get there, you see Sestican is sort of. Then he's near a tree, and he's got one foot. Never sure with dragons. 1 foot, I guess, up against the tree, flat out. And he's actually making a sort of bellowing noise of rage. Ostensibly at his own foot.
Are you okay?
No! I am not. Look at it. And he will sort of slam his foot down in front of you.
What am I looking for?
Give me a perception check. Or a survival check. I could take either one.
I'll take survival. That is a 19.
19's not bad. I should have made it dragon handling instead of animal handling. That would have been clever. Anyway, as you look at the foot, you will notice that a couple of the claws are sort of flat, I guess. So normally they've got quite curved, sharp claws, the dragons. But a couple of the claws are a little flat and a little misshapen, malformed. Whatever word you prefer.
Maybe you're evolving.
I am not evolving, Patrick. Look what the water's done. The wet, the constant acid. They're useless!
That's not true. They have plenty of uses. You can stand. You can walk.
Not my feet, Patrick. My claws. They're gone soft.
Well, do you need to use them? You've
Yes.
got pretty sharp teeth.
There are many purposes to a good sharp claw. Not just rending prey.
Such as?
Keeping my balance. Scratching at trees to break them down. Itching my itches. Pulling away sinew. Besides, it's uncomfortable and it hurts.
This is troubling.
It is.
Do you know of any remedy?
Once. It was a long time ago now. Sandalwood oil was used. And keepers would bathe our claws in it and then afterwards douse them in sand, making them nice and clean and shiny and hardened.
Well, do you have any?
I don't know if you've noticed, Patrick, but I am severely lacking in pockets.
Well, I have.
Oh, sorry, I killed you, Sebastian. I don't know why. Patrick, I am lacking in pockets. I do not have any of anything other than what you can see.
Well, I didn't know if you had a bag. I'll just look around.
I'm trying my patience, Patrick. I do not have a knapsack.
Where we're going, will there be sand oil there?
There would have been once in Kelsingra, but I would not know. Besides,
we
I need a
make
treatment
it?
sooner. Now you are asking proper questions, but I do not know the methods. You would have to ask the humans.
Which one specifically?
I do not know the answer to that question, Patrick.
Okay. And I just walk away.
He sort of lets out a lot of bellow of rage, but lets you go.
And I will. Bear with me. I will just go to someone. I'll go to Davy, wake him up,
To who, sorry?
and just Davy.
Davy.
And shake him.
So
Davy.
you go to Davy's tent. Yeah.
Yeah, Davy.
Okay, you lean into his tent and just start shaking him awake.
Shake
He
him.
comes up very quickly, dagger in hand, and sort of looks through. What's wrong?
Do you know how to make sand oil?
Oh no, you've left out half the words.
I stand by what I said.
I don't know what you're talking about. What time is it?
That's fine. You go back to sleep.
Well, no. One moment. Wait out there. Oh, the rain is awful. He sort of pushes you out and closes the tent. And then after a few moments emerges, sort of somewhat dressed. He's still wearing his sort of in-tent slacks, but has his outdoor cloak and traveller's gear over the top. Sand oil, you say? I've not heard of it, but what do you need it for? How did this all come about?
It's to help Sedric. If you don't know, that's fine.
Sedric is your dragon. I might be able to help. Let's work out. How is it going to help him?
With his claws. He's flat-footed.
Sort of puts his hand to his head for a moment. And his claws. Are they struggling with the water?
Yeah.
I don't know what the sand oil is you speak of, but
That's fine.
there's
You
some
go
hardwood
back
lacquer
to
on the
sleep.
ship. Perhaps you should speak to Captain Lettron.
Well, I'm gonna make my rounds, so I'll get to them eventually.
Very well.
And then I will go towards Carson's tent.
Davy sort of fends you away from Carson's tent. And, come on, I'll come with you, but I don't think my uncle won't know anything more. I really do think we should try the boat next and speak to Captain Lettron. Captain Lettron.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, I will go to his bed.
okay.
And shake
So you
him.
can head on to. You don't. There is no one to shake. At this time in the morning, Captain Lettron will be up and at the front of the ship, leaning on the front of the ship, and he sort of looks over and, "Good morning."
Captain. Do you have any sand oil?
Can't say that I've. Do you mean sandalwood oil?
That's what I said.
Davy sort of. You just hear this noise next to him, and Davy will tell you can't make sandalwood oil over here. It needs to be dry, very dry. It comes from trees that grow in drier places, deserts. But do you have any wood lacquer? Captain Efron sort of. We've given some of it out to Alise. She's been using it on the dragon's claws. Somehow you'd missed this fact, Patrick.
That's not surprising.
No, it's not.
Then, with this information, I will go to Elise's bedroom and
The captain's
shake
room.
her.
Yes, okay. You're not going to knock on the door? Okay. As you go to push the door
No.
open, Davy will knock on the door, and you hear, "One moment." You go in anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. You see Davy sort of hesitating at the back, and as Alise is sort of, good morning, Patrick. She sort of pulls her top on and with her back to you, and turns around, and, "What can I do for you?"
Elise, do you have any sand?
Over your shoulder, Davy will say, "He's looking for the wood lacquer that you've been given out for the dragons. He didn't get any for his." Oh, that's awful. I've got a bucket and a brush. Let's get some. The dragons must be struggling in the rain. Is Sedric okay?
He's fine. He said he wishes he had a bag, but apart from that, he's fine.
Bag? What
To
would a dragon
carry-
do with a bag?
To carry, because he doesn't have pockets.
You're driving me nuts. Should have looked at your moment. I see. Okay, let's one thing at a time. If they are, okay, just to recap, Laura briefly. Sestican is upset because his claws have gone soft, and told Patrick that he once knew of a recipe called sandalwood oil, which was used by the Elderlings. Patrick then proceeded to ask him if he had any on him. To which his dragon replied, "No, I don't have any pockets." Patrick then asked if he had a bag, and the dragon told him no. Patrick is now going around asking anyone and everyone if they have any sand oil, if they know how to make it, and if anyone can give his dragon a bag. So that's where we're at. We're currently in...
When you say it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. We're currently in Alise's bedroom, where Patrick walked in before after she said, "Give me a moment." And she is leading Patrick to where she has the wood lacquer. She doesn't have any sandalwood oil to help keep the claws hard and dry in this dreadful rain. She'll lead you there to and she'll get a little jar of it and a brush, and she'll give it to you, and she'll tell you to wait for a moment, and she'll go downstairs into the hold, and then she comes back a little later, and will give you a small wooden box. Inside it, which is like a sort of grit, almost like a gravel. It's a mixture of small stones. What do you call it? When you chop up wood, it gives off lots of little shavings of...
Bark?
No, like made wood, like... sawdust. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Sawdust, a little bit of wood shavings, and a tiny bit of sand. But it's all in one box, and she will tell you that it's used for drying things on the ship, like spyglass or the compass or anything else that's harmed by the water. You might be able to place your dragon's foot inside this box. It's quite big. And that might help it dry out, depending on how patient he is.
That's great, thank you.
Davy sort of looks at you and, "Shall I come along?"
Okay. Do you all want to come?
He looks to just Alise, who's the only other person there.
Was the
And she
captain
sort of,
not there?
no. And she sort of looks at you and, "I'd love to. Well, in that case, I'll carry that box for you." And she takes the box back, and
Oh, great.
Davy will offer to carry the wood lacquer and brush for you, just so that it all makes it to the dragon.
Yes.
And as you are getting off the boat and headed to your dragon, you see, hopefully, Twiggy coming towards you. Twiggy, about 2 minutes ago, you received a sort of mental nudge from Balapa, saying, "Get up!
Ugh.
Patrick's
time
found
is
something
it?
useful for me. Go and help. Go and find out what it is and bring it along."
Okay. I will just start walking in a direction.
Great! You bump into Patrick, the direction.
And she was
where-
never seen or heard from ever again.
No. You would know that they were down by the boat, and if you walk down to the boat, you will see them coming off. And Elise said, "Oh, good morning, Twiggy. Did you get the hardwood oil for the claws for your dragon?"
I look at Patrick.
Do you have any sand oil?
No, I don't. No? I don't have any of that either. No, I didn't get any oils.
Okay. Well, it's really good for your dragon's claws in the rain. I thought I'd gone around all the keepers, but maybe I missed you too. Maybe you were doing something. I don't know. But yeah.
It's because we're shorter than everyone else, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't see us? Is that it?
She sort of looks at you and that could be it. I think it's more likely that maybe you
Wow.
were off fishing, or perhaps your boat hadn't come in yet, or there were lots of things happening over the last couple of days. I wouldn't just ascribe it to the
Right.
fact that I didn't look down enough. And
There's always
just-
an excuse for
you see Davy
discrimination.
hiding a smirk.
I'm just narrowing my eyes, but I will help them.
Yeah, and as you head down to into the forest, it's sort of foresty, jungle forest. So the trees are more foresty trees now. They're quite tall and quite thick, but they're not like the Rain Wild trees, which people put houses in. But they're much more green. That being said, there's a lot of overgrowth. There's a lot of plants, sort of thick plants growing up the trees. There's still some of these low-hanging branches and unusual animals. It's as if you sort of planted maybe you're moving towards rainforest, I guess is a better way of putting it. You're not quite into regular forest at the moment. You're still in slightly jungly areas, and that's where you left Sestican. And I don't know why that stopped. Just spontaneously decided it had enough of raining. And you will be stopped by Balapa on the way, who just sort of looks at you, Twiggy, and just puts his claw sort of in front of you, puts his paw, foot, claw, I don't know. Yeah, in front of you.
I look at it.
Well,
It's lovely.
no, it's not. My claws are going soft. And, Alise
no.
sort of hands you the... Davy hands you the pot and brush and suggests that you paint the claws and then get Balapa to put his foot in a box of sand.
Oh, interesting. Okay, like a little pedicure. I will do my
A
best.
petty what?
We're gonna get your claws so strong. Don't even worry.
Will it work on my wings?
I don't
Sort
see
of,
why not.
No,
I'll try it.
Alise sort of, no, it's for sharpening. Your wings don't need to be sharp, they need to be strong. Exercise will help.
Mm.
And Balapa, really annoyingly, while you're trying to paint his foot, jumps up and gives a little flap and like, I've been trying!
Gosh. Ugh. Okay, well, one thing at a time. Let me finish the claws, and then we can do our exercises, our morning jumps.
And yeah, you can sort of get a little bit done, and after a short while, Davy will head back into the trees and then come back with a secondary jar and pour half of the oil into the other jar, so that Patrick, you and Davy can go along to Sestican. And when you return, Sestican sort of, well done, Patrick. You've done well.
I don't know if this is the same as the sand oil, but it should help.
It doesn't smell like sandalwood oil, but it does smell like a lacquer of sorts. It might protect it. Please, be gentle. And he puts his foot down in front of you.
Well, would you like me... When I was unwell, my mum would sing me this song. Would you like me to sing it for you? Being in pain is a type of unwell.
He sort of hangs his head to the side for a moment, and if it helps you, Patrick.
I'll get the brush and rub it in the stuff. And then as I start brushing his claws, I just go, soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr.
You just notice Davy sort of take a step back and just watch this interaction. As you sing a nursery rhyme to this dragon and paint its vicious-looking, sort of 6 or 7 inch talon.
Yeah, I just sing it on repeat.
I gathered as much. He sort of looks to your dragon and, does that help? And, the dragon just sort of turns his head to Davy and, the oil is helping.
I look around, everybody, soft.
Davy sort of nods and just... You know, the song's about a cat, Patrick.
It's about a kitty.
Yeah, a kitty is a small cat. Not a cat, and points to Sestican.
I I never said he was a cat.
No, but what's the relation of the song?
Well, people would sing about a incy tinsy spider, and there was no spiders around me. Or a 3 blind mice. Look how they run. I've never seen a mouse in my life.
I see. So it's just a song for comfort. Right.
I think it's
okay.
just a song. I don't think you think about it.
Right. Okay.
They're just words.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
If you prefer, I can change it. Soft dragon, small dragon,
Oh,
little
no.
golden scales.
You know they're self-conscious about being small.
yes, and soft for that matter.
Yeah.
Change the whole song.
Yeah.
You sort of hear this noise, as if like you know when a horse gets annoyed at you and shakes its head away. You've just got that from a dragon as it harumphs at you, and then after a while he sort of quite pleased and with your work on his feet. And thank you, Patrick. I'm quite hungry. Perhaps after you've got yourself something to eat. Yes.
Then what?
You might find me something to eat. Something large.
What would you like?
Anything you can find.
If you could have anything, what would you want?
A large cow. Or perhaps a sea lion. But you won't find those. So any
I'll
meat
see
will do. See whether you can find some fish. I'm not letting you go around the entire camp asking anybody if they've got a cow. It's not going to happen.
Well, I was about to say, let me go wake up Jed, but...
Roasted.
Yes, roasted cow is fine too.
Burn.
Yes,
but no, I won't say that.
ask
But
you,
I
you
will
might get him
opt
some fish.
to... I'll opt to get him something first.
Davy will sort of, I'm sure we can find something. Carson will be getting ready for the hunt. Do you want to come along?
You're gonna take me hunting? I've been told that fishing is not a type of hunting.
No, it's different. It's definitely different. There's usually a discrepancy in that. You don't have to stalk your fish before you catch them.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe you're right. I mean, fishing is a form of hunting, but I'd like to take you land hunting, if you'll come.
Okay.
Shall we collect Twiggy? She's your friend,
Sure.
right?
She's my best friend. We
That's
go
good.
way back.
Oh, wonderful. And as you come back to Twiggy, you've spent the last sort of 20 minutes with Balapa, who has been very patient with you now,
good.
allowing you to
Good
give him the full
behavior.
pedicure.
I wish I had a treat.
And he sort of asks you a couple more probing questions. And, what do you plan on doing when we get to Kilsinger? The
Who,
city?
me?
Yes, you. Twiggy.
Well, you know, hang out with you guys. You're gonna be, growing into full dragons when you're there. I want to help you see it through.
I meant once we're there and the dragons can fly, we roam the world.
Oh,
I can't take you. Twiggy. I'll keep coming back to Kilsinger to see you.
well, why
but
not?
What would you do? when I'm gone?
Roaming the world sounds great. Why can't you just,
Because you can't fly. You know?
You could just...
Don't even think about it. No,
You
I'm
could
not
just
carrying you everywhere I go.
Be right up.
No, you've got to find
I
your
know.
own life, Willow. What life would you want for you? Just you in a city. What would you do? Would you be a potter? Would you be a? Would you be a woodworker? Would you be a chef? Maybe.
No.
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 Would you build houses? Write poems?
Oh, absolutely not. No. No, none of that. I haven't thought about it. honestly.
You like plants, right? You could grow a garden.
Well, yeah, I'll have a garden there, sure.
But not
That's
as
a
your
start.
day-to-day. Okay. And what about, will you marry? Would you like a family?
Well, I don't know. It seems like a lot of work.
It does.
I haven't really thought that far ahead. I just kind of take it one day at a time.
I've noticed. But you spend a lot of time looking out for Patrick and looking out for me. I just want you to think about you, too.
Oh. Well, if looking after people's what I'm good at, then that's fine, too.
Did I tell you about Celestine? She was an elderling nurse.
Oh. I don't think you have.
She used to fix up other elderlings and mend their wounds.
Wow.
I'll tell you her tale. During the time at which you paint Balapa's toes, Balapa will tell you all about Celestine. It's a ballad, and he will tell you the many verses of Celestine, the elderling healer. And mostly it seems that all she does is put her hands on people and fix them.
Wow.
It seems she was very well regarded for this trait. But at the end of it, he will tell you there's something special about Celestine. But I can't remember what it was. It said she was blessed with something in her blood.
Oh. Well, I can kind of do that too. Just put my hands on people. Maybe I have the same blood.
Maybe you could be a healer. You like looking after people. Just a thought. Oh, here comes Patrick and his new friend. And he will nod towards Davy, and Alise sort of fascinated, has just been sat with her legs crossed in the rain, listening to everything your dragon has said.
Oh, she likes the story. Yeah,
she's fascinated with dragon lore.
I wonder if she's heard any of these stories before.
Well, she does sort of ask across you. Willow, does Balapa tell you a lot of tales?
Oh, yeah. I kind of lower my voice. He tells me a lot of stories. I don't remember them all and get them mixed up, but I do try.
Wow. Were you a minstrel then, Balapa? And Balapa said, dragons are not minstrels, but some serpents were. I remember many tales. So the reason why is dragons remember everything from their ancestors, so they don't need tales to remind them of the past. But serpents don't have all their dragon memories, so they need the tales to keep the lore.
I just think it's funny.
It's a weird discrepancy. No, I know, but I thought it was worth explaining. And then Davy and Patrick will come upon Alise and Twiggy, and you'll see that they're finished with Balapa.
Oh.
You can talk to each other if you wish. You don't have to, but it would probably help in this situation.
I just decided we're in a fight.
It would probably help in this situation. Some communication is good.
No, I was distracted by Patrick's
Twiggy,
joke.
are you ready to go land hunting?
What is that?
It's where we hunt the land.
That's what I thought.
Davy sort of looks at you, and it's hunting, but it's on land as opposed to fishing, which is not on land.
Oh.
But it is. You stand on land, and you fish.
But the fish aren't
True.
until you put them there.
So if you hunt a bird in the sky, are you sky hunting? Because the bird's in the sky?
Yeah, I would imagine so, but we're going to hunt a creature that runs on land.
How?
Okay.
Do you know what we're gonna find?
We found some tracks last night. Come.
Really?
Come on, Twiggy, we'll take you. Alise, we'll escort you back to the boat, and Alise said, oh, no, it's fine. I can find my own way, I'll take this back. Yes?
Alise, why don't you join us?
Patrick.
The one HP citizen.
I'd love to. That'd be great.
Wait a minute.
Amazing.
I need to change my... I'll need to get some proper boots.
Oh no, you're fine.
I'll only be a moment.
No,
And she sort of
don't
dashes
go
off
like
back to
that.
the boat. Yeah, she's sort of right now. She's in her morning skirt, is what she would call them.
yeah, her nightgown.
Yeah. Arya, you've managed to sleep in a little bit this morning. Not had to get up too early. You weren't
Nice.
woken up at 4 o'clock by some random dragon. But you would still get up plenty early, I'm sure, because you're responsible for breakfast. And when you come to the pot, you find Jerd already there. Very early. And she's mixing something in the pot. And she sort of waves to you as she sees you. Morning.
Morning.
Oh my god. Who has written bun in the oven on her notes? Sheer savagery.
That was me. I was keeping track of my theories.
I've got to go to hold on, I've got to go and change Streamlabs to Roll20 so that people can see that the only note on Jerd is bun in the oven. Great. Oh dear me, you're terrible. There are other ways of phrasing that. I think that's current. I think that's absolutely hilarious.
Being like knocked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is with child.
Yeah.
I like that phrasing too. It sounds cute to me. With child.
Why is the background not working? How annoying. Let's do this. Nope.
If you want to go really old-fashioned, you could say that she's in the family way.
There we go.
Wow. Is that real?
It
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever said it in real life, McKenna.
Yeah,
Only
they
in
have, that's
books.
the thing.
No, they have.
No, not in the last
Yeah.
20 years. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh no.
Well, no, exactly.
Oh, no,
that's
yeah, it's
that's
way
ever,
old-fashioned.
right? That's ever. Anyway, wow. I call you a dragon amethyst, and now I'm going to call you Harmony. Aria. Jerd is waiting by the pot stirring, and she's sort of, morning.
Morning.
Oh, sorry, would you rather be alone?
No, it's fine.
I woke up early and thought I'd get some breakfast started. There's some porridge in the pot.
All right.
It's Belin's
What-
recipe. I'm not great with food, but she is.
Okay. I'll
Belin the boat bitch. Yeah, for anybody who's lost track.
All right. Sir, need any more help or?
Well, you normally do all of it, and I don't know. Is this enough? And she'll sort of lift the pot up, and there's enough for like 20 people, but not enough for everyone. So if the boat crew feed themselves, there's enough. There's plenty of food there for the dragon keepers.
Okay. We could probably do with a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, and she'll grab the oats. And do you always get up this early?
Usually earlier. I'm not really one to have my eyes shut.
Oh, okay. Is that an elfie thing? She's heard that some elves don't sleep; they just sit, and that's what she's asking.
Oh no, it's full love thing. I'm partially. I have elven blood, but I'm not like them.
It makes you pretty.
Long pause.
Oh, well, you are. It's okay. It's good. Well, it's good when you're with people like the keepers and everyone when you're safe, you know? Maybe less good in big cities. I don't know. And you see how she go kind of a little distant for a moment.
Yeah, it's not all bad in the big cities, although I don't really get close to others.
No, you're quiet. It's good. I've never got that skill. She sort of shrugs and I'm always saying things I shouldn't, or just speaking too much. My mum said. No, I'm going to speak too much again, but Do you think you'll have, like, purple shiny scales when you're a beautiful elvenling?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
You've got a really beautiful dragon.
Yeah, she... she really is. She reminds me all the time.
It seems to be important to them. When my dragon is willing to talk to me and not just being nasty. Veras is really concerned about being pretty. When she's not concerned about being rude. Your dragons, lots of people's dragons seem like they're really nice to them. Almost like they're friends.
Yeah, me and Harmony get along pretty well. She really looks out for me. In not so much of a major way, but in the little ways, it's nice.
Well, that's
It's,
good.
something I'm not used to, honestly.
No, I've always had to just look after me, you know, and it's nice sometimes that everybody looks out for each other, not just the dragons, but, you know, the people too. That's good. Never had friends before. And as she says that, Sylve sort of comes up and, well, that's really sad. Well, you've got friends now, Judd. The hunters are going out early today, so we don't need to feed them breakfast. Apparently, Carson said they'll eat on the journey.
Okay.
And as you look over, you will see the group of them getting ready. And Natani. Carson has actually come to wake you up. That's nice of him, isn't it? Are you with us, Alora, yet?
Mm-hmm.
Great, perfect, okay. Sorry, I know there's a lot of elsewhere conversation, but yeah. Carson comes over and sort of, Natani.
Yeah.
Could you, we lost a hunter last night. Well, we didn't so much lose him as... Well, you saw what happened. So we were going to take a bigger group out today. Because we found some big prints. I think maybe a larger animal, 2 or 3. Maybe something a bit like deer from back in the Southlands. And, oh, I'm rambling, aren't I? Would you come hunting with us shortly?
Yeah, give me like 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, we'll... I've got some rations for the road. We'll be down by the boat. We're taking Alise.
What?
Yeah. We'll talk more in a bit.
Okay.
And he seems like oddly nervous. And awkward, and he heads off. And Patrick and Twiggy, as you get to the boat, you will note that Alise is arguing with Sedric on top of the boat, but very quietly. So you can see that they're sort of having a go at each other, but you can't tell what they're saying.
Good morning.
Cedric sort of looks over, yes, good morning, or something.
What's wrong?
This business of hunting. It's ridiculous.
What about it?
It's going to get us all killed. And with that, he sort of leaps over the edge of the boat and climbs down the ladder. He's wearing
Wait, is
like
he
the
coming?
finest, like knee length boots, riding boots.
Oh my god.
He's got this beautiful sort of blue velvet riding jacket on.
Wow.
It's fabulous. And he has this tiny little pointed knife at his hip, which is clearly for show and not actually for hunting anything. And he's got a riding crop. So this is like a it's just like a handheld small whip for anyone that doesn't know, or it's a strap really that you
Where's
use
his
to
horse?
that you use exactly that you use to speed up a horse. But it's totally ostentatious, but also totally pointless. He's got no horse to whip. And Alise sort of, yes, but they didn't say you had to come along. And so I promised Tess that I would look after you, and so where you go, I must go. And goodness me,
Well, I never. Cedric, can you hunt?
good morning. He can't remember your name.
That's okay.
Yikes.
I'm not gonna tell him.
He doesn't know most of the keepers' names. And he's sort of, I've never hunted before, but, well, if Alise can manage, I'm sure I can.
I'll point at the whip.
I don't think
You
either of them
shouldn't-
can manage.
You should. You shouldn't have that.
Oh, it's just for show, really.
Yeah, but it's not nice.
Oh, don't worry, I won't be hitting anyone with it. Unless there's a wild animal that comes too close.
Yeah, but it's a symbol.
Davy sort of
Whoa.
reaches over and hands him like a large javelin. It's like, maybe this instead. And he's like,
Can he lift
holds it. Sort of, yeah, but he sort of holds it at
Topples over.
he holds it at a sort of arm's length. As you can see that not only is what he seems to be bothered by is the fact that there's a little bit of blood still on one end of the spear and the other end is a bit muddy and dirty, and he sort of takes it and then he puts his glove on and then puts his glove on the javelin and then puts his other glove on and sort of, and they've got little fur trimmings on the gloves. It's ridiculous.
As he comes in, assuming he's gonna have to carry that with both.
Quite a
hands.
fit.
No, he
I'll
can carry
take-
one. It's not that. It's,
Okay, then I'll hold out my hand for him to give me the whip.
That's okay. I'll leave it on the boat. And he sort of, Big Ida, could you put this back in my chambers, please? And he sort of flings it up. And
Ooh, perfect. Can I throw
What is happening?
Can I throw a produce flame at it to either burn it to a crisp or knock it off course so it lands in the water?
are you trying to
Wow.
hide the fact you're doing that?
No.
Sure. Give me a roll to hit.
Roll to hit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a horrible symbol of animal abuse. And
Even very
to
standard-
make them go faster.
Even very standard sort of horse races these days still use riding crops. They just
Yeah, I think it's awful.
don't- It's not very nice, but
And so does Patrick.
of course.
That is a 22.
I'll hit it. And as your sort of little ball of flame hits it, Patrick, that was so expensive.
It was a great shot too.
Jay.
Well, you expressed your opinion, I suppose. Never mind, I wasn't going to use it anyway.
I don't think if you was worried about money, you'd be. And I don't even finish that sentence. I just gesture to what he's wearing.
No, quite right. I'd been looking a bit more like that. And he nods towards you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I see. Practical
We're
look. Is that what you were going
ascetics.
for? And Carson
Ascetic.
Carson sort of walks over and very gently puts his hand on Cedric's shoulder. You'll note that Cedric has his face bared today, and he's got quite heavy copper scaling hair on the top of his lips. And Carson puts his hand quite gently on his shoulder and, Cedric, are you sure about this? Cedric, yes, it's. I'll manage. Do you think I'm not capable? And Carson, no, I just worry that you might get yourself hurt. It's not your natural environment, is it? No, anything but I'm coming along now. I'm going to have to learn anyway, aren't I? To feed Raptor. And he sort of nods, and Alise, you see, is looking at the javelins, trying to work out which one is smallest.
Boy.
Carson will hand her a short hunting spear, which is a lot easier for her to handle. He also gives one of those to Twiggy and to Patrick.
Wow.
As the javelin is 4 foot long and you are not 4 foot tall.
A spear, say.
It's a hunting spear. It's a short spear. If you're looking at
Cool.
it on D&D Beyond, it's just a dagger.
Oh.
Great.
Yeah, it's effectively it's a 1d4 and it's just a stabbing item.
Okay.
Mitani, you'll be
I'll add
handed
another dagger.
one of the full javelins. And you'll note that Tamara is also with you guys. And as the big sort of hunting group gets together, Carson will tell you that he's been following tracks. He believes that there is a herd of some sort of land creature, a little like a deer. He'll ask if anyone has heard of a deer. And Alise will sort of, have you? I think Twiggy has. And give me a nature check with disadvantage. Same for you,
guessing.
Patrick. Nature check disadvantage. It is very unlikely as they don't live anywhere near the Rain Wilds.
Nope.
No.
That's a nat 1 for a 0.
Yeah. You thought they were talking about how people start letters.
Yeah.
And yes, but he will explain what they're like. He will sort of say, they're tall creatures, land animals. They're not that heavy, but they're very swift runners and they're wonderful meat. And he thinks there's a few of them up in the forests. And he will lead you out to
Sounds
the
like
forest.
a powerful creature. I'm sure it felled many enemies.
They tend to mostly fell grass, actually. But yes, the dangers of the forest, I'm sure, won't be the deer themselves, but other things. And with that, he will take the rest of you on a day-long hunt. We're not going to follow you, but I am going to find out how well you did.
Boy.
So I need 2 checks, please. The first is a stealth check.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sedric got a 15.
Nice job.
And Alise got a 2.
Oh, no.
Nice, Natania with a 22 and Willow with the 17. Nice. And the second one I need is a... I suppose it's a range to hit. So you can choose athletics or acrobatics, each of you. Okay. I've got an 11 and a 6.
Great. 13.
Oh, okay. Everyone missed except for Natali.
Okay.
So you all crept up and it's basically Alise spooked the animals. And you did find 4 deer on this journey. Tamara took one out with the bow. The second one was taken out by Davi with a 1 fell throw. The third one, Natani hit. Can you give me a d10 of damage, please, plus your strength modifier?
Wow.
Assuming you are
7.
strength-based, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so 7. So you wounded it, and Carson had to come in and cut it down. And the last one, it was... it's a sort of smaller one, and it was running away. And basically, who got the 13s? Patrick, Twiggy, Patrick and Twiggy. The 2 of you held your spears, and although they didn't actually hit it, they spooked it towards you all. And with that, Carson was able to take it out with a large spear. It's going to be a long day of hauling meat to and from the campsite. And drying it, mostly. Most of it's going to get cured or smoked. Aria, could you give me a wisdom check, please? Are you proficient in survival?
No.
And just a straight wisdom check then, please, so survival check, to see what you know about curing meat.
Oh, it hurts.
Nothing.
Not wise.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Well, it wouldn't matter. You rolled that one anyway. But yeah, you don't know anything about curing meat. You make a wonderful evening meal out of the venison, but it will be up to Bellin and Carson to teach you about smoking meat and curing it. You haven't spent much time with Bellin. She's quite rough and ready. She's used to the boat life. She takes part in all of the harder tasks on the boat. She actually spends a lot of time poling the boat. She's Attila, like her husband Swaj. And as so is quite well muscled. Her language is foul, and she's got no airs or graces whatsoever. And she sort of wastes no time with it. She's sort of chatting there with you, and she looks over at Sylv, and she asks her to carry something that's quite heavy for her, and asks Jerd how she's getting on and how the morning sickness is. And then she looks at you, and she's like, Aria, you cook meat really well. I'm impressed. What's with the mask? She just comes out and asks you, straight up.
Oh, adds air of mystery as a performer, helps with it.
Right, but you're not performing now. You gonna eat with it on? What's that about?
Just what I'm used to.
Right. Because that makes sense. Alright, well, each to their own. Fair enough. You keep it to you, love. Where are you from, anyway?
I'm not really from a place specific. I travel around
Just
so
popped
much.
out in midair.
Well, don't know where I came from, so...
Oh, one of those. Oh,
Drugs.
fair enough. Well, that's alright. I mean, my home's the boat, and I call no city my place of purchase, so to speak. Didn't like where I was raised, and got out as quick as I could, so... Yeah, you travelled a lot. You performed.
Yeah.
Just you.
Yeah, well... Yeah, just me.
You can't be that old, love. You must have been very young, travelling on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I started traveling at 12, 13.
On your own?
Yeah.
Can't like you. God's you're lucky you made it. Anyone could have taken you. Goodness me. Well, I imagine you learnt a lot about the world and a lot of things you didn't want to know. You must be a
I've
tough
done
one.
some.
And all that. Well, if all you came out with is a mask, you've done all right. She sort of shrugs her shoulders and... Well, anyway, next trip along, come on. And be careful you don't burn those reed lines, you idiot! She shouts at Jerd, and you see she's a little nastier to Jerd than everyone else. Mostly because, as she's told you and told others, her and Swaj have been trying for a baby for about 6 years. She's had 3 miscarriages, which is quite common in the Rain Wilds, but it's still pissing her off. So there's an air of jealousy and also an air of she doesn't like the fact the girl was irresponsible. But as the meat keeps coming back, she's sort of after a little while. Where's that black scaly lad anyway? You know, the bigger guy, the older guy. The moody one.
Greft?
That's who she's talking about.
Are we there or no?
You can be if you want to be. Why not? Why not be there? You popped to the
Oh.
campfire to drop off the most recent lot of meat.
I'm hauling meat.
He didn't join you in hunting, which is unusual. He hunts every day.
That's weird. Has anyone seen him actually? What about Jared? Isn't that her bestie?
I haven't seen him all day, thank God.
Oh.
Well,
Anyone seen him?
that's a bit worrying. And she sort of, hi, the camp! Has anyone seen Greft? And after a long, slow moment, Rapscal comes over and, I did.
Oh.
His dragon told him to leave. He took his boat.
Where? Oh. Like they're
What?
going on ahead?
Kalo's over there! And he points to the big black dragon.
Oh wait, his dragon's still here. Then... I don't want to talk to that dragon. Scary.
I will. Silver
I-
pipe up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh,
Okay,
Patrick,
great.
will you come with me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
love to.
And Sylv will lean over and sort of try and link arms with you. If you'll have her. She's very short.
Sylv.
Pink hair has a bag, unlike your dragon.
Yeah, I know.
She has a bag.
She's a weirdo.
A widow.
It's a weirdo. But she
I hope
might
she's
be
not a widow at
know.
13.
Yes, Patrick doesn't think she's a weirdo, so yeah, I will link.
Okay. And she goes over and she sort of, excuse me, Kalo, Mr. Big Black Dragon. Hi.
Jesus.
He waves up and she sort of, what?
Uh-oh.
Where have you sent your keeper,
Away.
Mr. Kalo?
I don't want him anymore.
What?
Did you use your dragon magic to force him?
are these magic? And he sort of rushes his head down to inches away from you with his teeth open. You'll see his jaws slightly open. There's saliva dripping. He's got what looks to be acid in his mouth at the back of his throat.
Whoa. I will rush in then if I see this happen.
You're a long way away. You can run over.
If I see this, I'm gonna start running.
Okay. You get your jog on.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
I'll reach in and pull out some leftover food that was stuck in his teeth. Is this
Sylph sort of
why
reaches
you're
up.
grumpy?
Careful. Mr. Kano, sir. Why did you send Greft away? Did you not hear? He spoke of selling me if I died. For parts! Instead of sharing the meat with dragonkind as it should be. My memories will be preserved. He is useless and I don't want him anymore. I sent him away.
I would never do that. If you wanted to also be my dragon, I would not do that.
I will share my keeper with no one. I'll find a competent one. And
I'm good.
over your shoulder, Twiggy, as you're walking over, you hear, I'll do it. I'll look after you.
I bet we can guess.
Go on.
Is it... Wait, let me get the name. Is it Alise?
Oh, that sounded like a man. I was gonna say Carson. So he can match his best friend, Sedric. But
I won't sell
Abby,
you because you won't die.
He wants to match Patrick.
James, what a compliment. Michaela said you sound like a man.
Oh.
That's
Roasted.
burn. No one's safe.
No. Oh my god.
Kano sort of looks over and,
Sorry, you went.
a hunter. Yes, you might do. And Davy sort of looks up, but we want to know where you sent Greft. He might not be your keeper, but he doesn't deserve to die alone. Kano sort of... He went upriver. Now fetch me some meat. That deer you found will do. And Davy sort of... I'll hunt you your own meat. You're not having the food that's being preserved for the days to come. I won't be long. And then we'll get you groomed. Greft has been ignoring you a little bit. Or perhaps you've just been driving him away. And as he walks away, Carson sort of approaches him. And you'll hear this quiet conversation of Carson sort of asking, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Ew.
And then after a while, Carson sort of looks over, and you'll note that not far away are Sedric and Ralpta. And Sedric is sort of knelt in front of Ralpta and talking to her. Carson thinks for a moment, and then he gives Davy a big hug. And he walks away, past Sedric, towards the boat. You see him calling out, "Come on then! Come on then, we can't have only one of you without a keeper." And he will find
my
the
God.
silver.
Yeah, we will.
Yes.
So he is gonna match Sedric. I knew it.
And
Best
as he
friends.
goes over to the silver dragon bares its fangs and spits acid on the ground in front of him. He tells him, "I'm not helpless.
Oh.
You will do. Call me Spit. For the venom I can spit when all the other dragons can't."
Aww. Twiggy's seething with jealousy.
Now get me food! And he gets like quite aggressive, and Carson's just sat there. You can see in his face, he's thinking, what the fuck have I just signed up to?
That's a real spitfire right there.
And with that, Davy will arrange a little bit of a rescue mission.
James, now you have to move all the hunters into dragon keepers and get rid of the hunters tab.
Because we killed the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Poor Elise doesn't
Okay,
get any
I
dragons.
desperately failed my alphabetical skills.
I was really hoping she would get.
But if you remember, her and Tamara were both looking after the blue dragon at one point, so... Never mind.
Oh, that's sweet.
Sure, but it's not the same.
You think she might have found her companion, it's not a dragon. And, yeah, as you,
Is it Big Elder?
No, she's staying in the captain's room. Is it Big Ida? Yeah.
Oh, that's an I. Sorry,
It is.
Oh, that was an
Anyway.
Elder.
And yeah, Davy will try and organise a rescue mission, but those rains that have been going all day get heavier and heavier. Davy goes up the river with Carson. And he will also take Alum up the... No, not Alum, sorry, that's not what I mean. He will take Rapscal up the river to go and search for Greft, who has rowed away. But as you guys try and settle in for the evening, the storm brews up, heavier and heavier. Some of your dragons will express worry or panic at the situation. And it is evident that those riverbanks that have been growing over the slow rain all day are getting ready to be fit to burst. And then there's this huge crack, and a large tree comes down across the campfire, which is where the meat was smoking. Oh. And Bellin is sort of struck on the back of the shoulder, and she falls down to the ground, and she gets up and sort of, "Quick! Get the meat! Cask it up! Let's get inside! Everybody, we need to get back to the boats!" And as you look around, you will note that whilst some people are at the camp, quite a few people are not. So Arya, Sylv, Jerd, you will be at the camp. Patrick and Twiggy, you will be away from the camp, having been near Kalo. You're on your way back to the camp. And Natani, you would have been in with Tamara, bringing the next lot of meat, and you're quite deep in the forest when this storm is breaking out, and trees start to collapse in the thunder and the lightning. Natani, I'm going to need a survival check to try and make your way back to camp. Oh, before you do that, can I have initiative, please, from all of you?
Oh boy. Oh, not bad.
I'm just missing Natani.
17. I
Yep.
forget to roll it on.
That's all right. That's fine. We'll give Emil a 0 of non-existence.
He died. He was washed away.
But first of all, we're going to be with Natani. As you are in the deep forest with Tamara, you're desperately trying to make your way back towards the camp where you last were. What was your survival check?
16.
16. Yeah. So you're able to make your way in the general direction of camp, but as you get close, you can't see the signs of where everybody was. And eventually, as you look around, you find a smoldered out bit of campfire. You begin to question whether this is actually the camp that you just left, or whether it was the camp where you were, whether it was another camp or another person's campfire. You can't see any sign of anyone. It's a little dark at this point. It's sort of 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon, but it's a misty night. It's quite cold at the moment. It gets dark at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Tamara looks at you and sort of, maybe we should look for the boat down by the river?
If I focus, am I able to feel Azinth in my mind?
Yeah. You focus in and you can feel this sort of immense struggle and distress going on.
Is there anything directional?
Yeah, but you remember that as somewhere you've not been before. You don't recognize the place. You just know it's somewhere to the southwest. You do sense that he's near water.
Try to follow that connection.
Okay, so you are going to be making your way sort of across the jungle towards the river, but further to the southwest. And we will come to the initiative. Twiggy, you and Patrick are together. It's just the two of you. And Sylv, sorry. The three of you are making your way back from where Kayla was in the jungle. It's not that far to the campsite. But you've been wandering about. It wasn't... At first, the storm wasn't this serious, and then when it started raining, it really started raining. And then suddenly the way back to the camp is blocked off by a huge tree that has fallen down in front of you. What are you doing? The tree's about 16 feet in height from the ground.
Okay, I'm sure I could climb that, but Sylv is my concern, I guess.
You go up to the tree, but because it's just a round bit of trunk, there's nothing really to get any purchase on. Climbing over that's not going to be something that Twiggy could do. You might be able to sort of find an area, you might be able to vault up onto it, but not from here.
Okay. Well, I do have... Do you have anything in mind, Patrick? Oh wait, it's my turn.
You can still talk to each other, but we're just going to come to each person and ask what they're doing in the situation in initiative order.
Okay. I would kind of like to get higher ground if I could on this trunk. I have these daggers. Could I, like, climb up this thing, stabbing the daggers into the side?
I will need an athletics check from you.
Great. I'll do that. Hey. 17.
Wow. Yeah, you sort of get one dagger in, and the next dagger, and the next dagger. You are very aware that there is no way Sylv could follow this at all.
I know. I'm hoping I could get up here and
I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay, I have a rope, so I was thinking maybe, but yeah, we can come to that.
So yeah, you sort of get your way up onto it, and you see that the way in front of you, there's a couple of trees dropped, and there's this large beast. It looks a little like a rhino. It's got huge shoulders and a big spiked front nose, or nostril, or snout, if you like a rhino. And as it sees you, it's sort of... You can see it's a little panicked in the water, and it's sort of... One foot is doing the... like a bull. You can see in the far distance behind him, the smoke of where the campfire has gone out.
Got it. Okay, I'm freezing totally still, trying not to make any sudden movements. Am I, like, up high enough?
You're 15 foot up on this trunk.
Okay, I am just going to try to warn down to Patrick if I can.
Mm-hmm. You can shout down.
Do yeah, okay.
Okay. You just tell him that there's a creature here. Yep.
Yeah, be careful. There's a huge, very upset beast right over here.
Yeah. And we will return to Natani briefly. Natani, as you are heading up this trail, you see that there's a lot of smaller branches that have dropped down on the ground. Are you going to try and chop your way through? Are you going to try and find a way around, clamber over them? What's the thinking?
I think I'm gonna try to probably go as straight as I can, using my echo to like place mark and then move toward it, and then place mark and then move toward it.
Can you teleport a limitless number of times?
Not so much teleporting, just putting it out there in front of me and then moving toward it, and then putting it out in front of me again and then moving toward it. Just trying to keep my direction.
Yeah, you're keeping the straight line. How are you getting through this thick, dense undergrowth of these fallen branches?
Yeah, I'll cut through.
Okay, go ahead, and you can also give me an athletics check. Tamara will aid you with her short walking staff, so you can roll that with advantage.
Ooh. That could have been really bad. So 18, not 1.
18, yeah. So you're making your way, but it's slow. It's hard work. And then over to your far left, you see a light blue dragon. This is Arbuck. You've seen him before. And he seems to be sort of half running, half leaping over to the left, way away from the river. And it looks like he's either chasing something or being chased. You're not really sure. You can't see the sign of anybody else, but you see that he's completely alone, way further into the jungle than you were. Arya, as you are headed back to the boat with some of the smoked meat, Jerd loses her footing on the ramp going up to the boat, as the boat is really sort of moving and rocking in the water now. Jerd loses her footing, goes overboard, and falls into the river. You're standing on the shore. You were just about to go up the ramp. Do you do anything?
How far out is it?
She's fallen like 2 feet out, but into the water. And she's gone completely under.
I kind of like get to a point where I'm not going under. I'm gonna try and like shape water to part it.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I love that. You see a moment where the water splits and her head just sort of comes up and then goes back under straight away. She's really struggling. You can see she cannot swim.
Okay. I'm gonna get in and get her. Try and
Sick.
grab her.
I love that. Okay, you go sort of diving in. You can swim, and well, I assume.
Yeah.
And as you sort of go in there, I'm going to need you to make an athletics check to grab her.
11?
Yeah. So you get your hand tangled up in her cloak. Her head comes above the water, but now the two of you are tossed away in the current, and you're moving very quickly down the river.
Okay. Like trying to time it at some point to shape water to like force the current toward the shore.
Okay. Yeah, you try a couple of times, and you're just not quite managing to pull her as she's tumbling with this cloak like wrapped around your hand. We will come to you next initiative to try again. Just because it's going to take an action to use another shaped water. Patrick, you're standing in front of this huge tree stump. Oh, hold on. One of the things hasn't repeated. Where are we? What stopped? Is it the music? I think it's the music, right?
Yes.
I can do something really clever here. Let's do a different music.
I'll be the judge of that.
Or not. Is it doing anything?
It's raining.
I
there
hear
we
some
go.
music.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Patrick,
Started very
as
quiet.
you see this huge tree stump in front of you, Twiggy standing on the top, telling you there's a creature behind. The thunder is cracking down. What are you doing?
An angry creature.
How tall is how high up is the tree?
15 foot.
15.
15. Oh, you beauty. I will use my action to summon my Fox Wildfire Spirit, and then I will use my bonus action to fiery teleport myself and
Sylph.
and Sylph to the top of the log.
Okay.
Perfect.
You do. Now all three of you are staring at this terrifying rhino that is staring straight at you.
Well,
The log
now I
runs
feel
quite a
more
long way
confident.
widthwise. And as you look down at the sort of where the campsite was, you see one person sort of running around madly in the campsite. If you wish to give me a perception check to work out who that is, you can.
Could I guess?
Sure.
Is it Nat?
Oh?
I mean, wait. Who do I mean?
It's not Matt.
No, sorry.
That's for sure.
No, is it
Tat?
Tat? No, is it Tats?
Yeah, maybe. Give me a perception check.
That's an 18.
Yes. It is Tats. He's running around there. It looks like he's looking for something.
Nice.
Oh, well, classic tats.
Okay, that is my action bonus action. And then I will just whisper to Syl, don't move. Stay perfectly still.
Still sort of staring straight at this creature. Sort of, we could run along the log. It won't be able to follow us. It's really big. And she points to the left.
Go, go.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So she will lead, and Twiggy, you will be able to follow. And you can run along this log about 30 to 40 feet. After which the log sort of goes up into the branches, and you're going to have to jump down. You can see the river sort of in the distance, maybe 300 or 400 feet away. As you look around, you see Tats making a run for the river. He's got whatever
That's
it is
fine.
he seemed to have gone back for.
On my next turn, I can just teleport us all down.
Wow.
But that
Great.
means that Twiggy will have to just, I guess, stand there.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna
At the
keep
end, so
running.
at the end, you can teleport yourselves further down, and then what? Just keep running along the ground.
I guess so.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to Tats if possible.
Tats is quite a long way to the right, the other side of the creature.
Oh god.
He's in the
never mind.
campsite. The
Yeah.
creature is between you and the campsite.
Okay,
have
he's
to go
leaving the
round.
campsite. Okay, great. Then let's just.
So just to give you a picture,
So we'll have to go around the camp.
the boat is the owl. Okay.
Yeah.
Except it's not there. Except it's not there at all. It's where are we?
We're
We
getting
are-
very close. We're making great progress.
We are
I can't wait to
Um,
get to the Great Blue Lake.
here. Okay, so the boat is on the river here.
Uh-huh.
And do I have tokens for you? Can you put yourself on the map, Twiggy?
Yeah.
While I go and find an NPC token. I know I put these somewhere. Okay. So Tats is sort of here running towards the boat and the river. And
Okay.
Twiggy, you are like here. And the animals between you. And you guys are running like that way.
To go
Yeah.
around.
We should go that way then.
Okay.
Circumvent this creature.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And,
So you guys are going to start running that way.
Yeah, to the boat.
Twiggy, as you're running, you can give me a dex save, please.
Okay. Oh. Wow. That's a 26.
With a 26, not only do you succeed, but you have rolled high enough, you can choose one person to save. As the tree starts falling towards you guys, who do you want to drag past it, and who do you want to trust to save themselves? Sylv and Patrick.
Okay. Well, I want. It's my instinct to save Patrick, but I know he can take care of himself. He's got a magic fox, and Sylv is just a kid. I scoop her up.
Okay, you yank Sylv through as she sort of jumps past. The tree drops down. Patrick, I need that dex save.
How will Twiggy live with herself if I die here?
You're not going to
You
die.
won't die. I'll
There's
go
no
back
chance
for
you.
you.
There's no chance you
If
die. That's not
necessary.
the problem.
That's a 12.
Okay, the tree drops,
Good.
and Patrick, you realise you're not going to make it, and you jump backwards. The tree drops between you and them.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just teleport over it on my turn.
You're what?
Perfect.
I'll
How
just
many-
teleport over it.
How many teleports
I
can you
do
use?
it indefinitely.
As long as the
It's just an
wildfire
action.
spirit's active.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the wildfire is active for quite a long time.
Unless it dies or I die. Oh no, I think it still goes on if I go unconscious. So yeah, for an hour or until
Great.
it's reduced to 0.
Okay, love that for you. Natani, as you are making your way over towards the river, for reference, Natani, I don't have a Natani token. Where's a Natani token? There's a Natani token. You are somewhere completely different.
Oh no.
You are right down here. And at the moment, I'm not going to tell you which direction you're running.
Which direction was Arbok?
Arbok was further to your, over that, that way. So he's up that way.
I think I'm gonna go toward him instead.
Okay. So you point out Arbok to Tamara, and you begin to run over towards him. And as you do so, I need a perception check, please. You get sort of 40 feet over towards him.
11.
An 11. Yeah, you make out sort of a larger creature that's behind him. You're not sure exactly what it is. It's not a dragon.
Ew.
Tamara sort of calls out, "What is that?"
I don't know, but we have to stop it.
Okay. And she will join you in running that way, but you'll note she has drawn her bow. Arya, as you are tumbling in the water, sort of almost being pulled under by this cloak. This time, when you shake the water on the current, it pulls you in towards the land. You find yourself sort of scrambling up the land. Your clothes are burning away from you. The acid of the water, it's nowhere near as bad as it has been in the past. The heavy rains has helped a lot. You're not in any active pain, but you're uncomfortable. But when Jerd's face comes up, you can see she is not awake. You pull her onto the shore, but she's unconscious.
Has she, like, taken out... assuming, like, she's taking on water, does she need, like...
You think so, maybe? You can give me a medicine check, see if you can work that out.
Yeah.
5? People who go underwater usually end up drinking some of it. That's your best guess.
True.
Right, that makes sense.
Fuck's about right.
Fuck. Alright, I may have some knowledge how to do this. I'm gonna try and, like, do the... Like, I've seen this chest compression. It's like try and get water out.
Okay, as soon as you push down, she just spits water out of her face. You do it a few more times, like just push, and she just coughs and chokes up all this acidy water. And finally she sort of looks at you and... You jumped in for me? You're mad!
Yep. Talk about that later. Okay.
She sits up and sort of... You guys are on the shore, but as you look around, this is different terrain than you've been in before. This is deep, thick grass, almost reed-like. There are trees on the other side, but on your side of the river there are no trees. It is a sort of hilly land of thick, reed-like grass. If you imagine you've just been lobbed into a cornfield before the corn's grown, it's a bit like that. The grass is, when I say it's high, it's like 6 or 7 feet of grass. You can see nowhere.
Okay. Alright, just take a moment. Breathe. Okay.
We haven't got a moment! And she sort of points behind her, and you'll see that a huge tree branch is coming towards you, like on the river, and you need to scramble further up shore and get away from it before it clubs one of you around the head. As you look back, Arya, there is no sign of the boat.
Oh no.
Oh,
None at all.
I'm gonna... I don't know how well he'll do. Have Lyric fly into the air.
Okay, I have a rule for this.
like-
Hold on. I have things for this. I need to go and read it. Where did I find it? I literally pulled all this stuff up beforehand. Here we go. I need them to make a flying creature in strong wind must make a strength save or fall at the end of its turn. There you go. I found it. So a strength save, please, from Lyric.
Alright. This owl
It's
so
not a
strong.
high DC yet.
So strong.
It's higher than that. You send Lyric up, and like almost instantaneously, it just starts coming back towards the ground. And you know you have to dismiss him to keep him safe.
Yeah. Okay. Snap him away.
You're scrambling up the shore, away from this log, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check for climbing. If you have a climbing speed, you can just tell me and I ignore it.
I don't.
I didn't think
10.
you did. 10, okay. Yeah, Jerd will also roll. She has a +2. That's good. With a 10 and an 8, the two of you sort of get a little way and then just lie flat as this branch comes sweeping past you. Just as you look back down to the water, you see clutching that very branch are Harmony and Ranculos.
Aww.
They are in the water, in that depth, clutching that one branch, trying not to drown. And on that note, we will move on to Patrick. Patrick, you can teleport yourself up over this tree branch?
Yes.
Okay. You teleport yourself up onto the branch, and as you look down, you see Twiggy and Sylv sort of looking back at the branch, going, "Oh my God, Patrick!" And then way far ahead of you, you see a sort of large creature moving through the forest. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception, oh my goodness. Perception. Oh, I've got good perception. That's a 15.
Yeah, so this is the back of a creature. It looks a little like that horned rhino you saw a second ago. And it looks like it's chasing something. It's going dead through the forest.
Okay.
It's way ahead of Twiggy. And it's running faster than her, so you guys are following in its path, but you're not going to catch it, and it's not going to intercept you.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, then I'll just leave that one then.
Okay?
Because that's just rampaging elsewhere. The one that was nearby, where's that one? Can I see
The
it?
other side of the tree you jumped over.
Oh,
Long back. The first tree.
okay, yeah. Okay, so there's no
'Cause you
real
didn't go over it.
immediate...
No, there's nothing
Threat
threatening you immediately, apart from the
nearby.
fact that branches keep falling, there's lightning crackling down from the sky, the rain is falling like mad, and you've got no idea where the boat is, the campfire is, anyone else is. And as you call out for Sestacan, all you hear is a feeling of distress, of panic coming to your mind.
Oh no.
Of all the turns do not have great spells. There's no, like, flare gun spell or anything. I guess... What do I have? So I'm up. I can't get down without possibly breaking a hip.
You're only 10 foot up, you can jump down. You'll have to roll, but you'll be okay.
That's fine. I'll combat roll when I land. And then I guess with my little 25 feet movement, we'll just try and catch up with Twiggy, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so you sort of run, and Twiggy and Sylv wait a moment for you to catch up.
Yeah.
I knew he'd be fine.
And as you sort of get into range, Twiggy, you chose well. The three of you running forwards, you can see the back of this huge creature chasing, and then you just see this sort of sparkle of dragon in front of it.
Whoa.
Maybe blue, maybe white, you're not quite sure.
It's the beast is chasing the dragon.
The beast is chasing the dragon, and it's
Okay,
bigger
then,
than the dragon
Okay, then with my action...
that you've used to teleport. Yeah, go on.
No, that's my bonus action.
Oh, okay.
True.
Yeah, bitch.
Nice, I like that.
No, it's the action of my wildfire spirit. I would like to, which is really going to mess us
What?
up, but maybe we can
It's
just
the
go
what?
around
The
it.
action of your wildfire spirit. I don't think it gets
Yeah,
its own
so-
turn.
No, so I use my bonus action to have it use one of its actions.
Okay,
And
cool.
one of
It's
its
your bonus action.
actions
Cool.
is the
Okay,
teleport
carry on.
action. Yes. So we're going to have to run around this if it works, but I would like to cast Entangle.
You're nowhere near
Um,
range. You're nowhere near range.
Not 90 feet?
No, it's like 250 feet.
Alright, then I'll just keep running.
Okay. At the top of the next round, before we take a short break, I'm going to ask all of you to give me a Constitution save, please.
Oh boy.
This is against exhaustion, if that matters to anyone. But at this level, I doubt it does.
For me.
The dice are liking me tonight.
They aren't for me.
Oh.
Aria, you will take one level of exhaustion. And we will take a
Ugh.
short break.
Oh, it.
Hello, it helps if I unmute my mic. Welcome back to the second half. And we were with Twiggy.
Hello.
Ah, this isn't going to work, is it?
What?
It might work for you guys, but I am going to have to turn off the animated graphics to get the music to work for me. Because I can't... I can run it with all the sound on, but I can't run it and stream it with all the sound on.
Oh yeah.
No, it's having none of it. Twiggy, as you are dashing through the forest, you see this large creature about 250 feet ahead, chasing a dragon. The dragon is a sort of like pale colour. Could be white, could be blue, could be crystal. I'm not 100% certain.
Oh no. Okay. 250 feet.
Yeah, long way away. Are you just charging on through, trying to get back to the river?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to, head towards that dragon if possible.
Okay.
Is that
So you want to aim sort of...
Is that a wildly different direction?
Not really. You know that the river goes somewhere over to your right, and the dragon is headed vaguely in that direction. So if you want to try and meet up, you can all run.
Yeah,
in
I want to try to. I'd like to intercept.
Yeah. As you are running, you note that Sylve is sort of struggling to keep up, and a couple of times she nearly falls over, tripping over the rough terrain. You would judge that your walking speed is at least 10 foot faster than her, and you're all dashing.
Oh boy. Well,
She's got a 15-foot walking speed.
That's okay. I'm sure you can teleport with Patrick, right?
Is that the plan? Every time Sylve falls apart, just teleport her back in front. You won't lose this race, little girl.
just to keep. I'll make sure they're in line of sight of me. I won't get too far ahead.
And you will hear her shout, "Marco's in trouble!"
Uh-oh. That reminds me to try to ping Balliper. What's going on, Balliper? Where are you? Are you okay?
Nothing. You get no sense of where he might be. You got no sense of anything. No connection at all. It's as if you would. It's as if it was before you ever had a connection with a dragon. It's just silence.
I'm gonna yell.
Jay's like, I'm so glad I saw my dragon drowning. At least I know where it is.
Patrick, try to contact Sedric. And yeah, I'm gonna keep running.
Keep the running up. Okay. Also in the forest, charging along with Tamara, is Natani. Natani, you were headed towards the pale blue dragon Arbuck running towards you, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so you sort of head up towards the dragon, and as you do so, you now get a closer picture on this creature that's chasing him. It's huge. It's almost 15 foot from ground to shoulder. It's got this huge, spiked snout like a rhinoceros, but it's furry. It's a furry creature. It's got a thick hide in its back, and it's fast. It is charging, and it is gonna catch Arbuck eventually.
Am I close enough to try to throw the javelin that
No.
I've used?
Not unless you've got 120 feet of javelin throwing.
I do. That's
You do?
The length of
A disadvantage?
throw.
Or
Yeah.
regular throw? Yeah, okay. So with a disadvantage throw, you sense that you could try and throw it, but the creature's moving fast enough that you're going to miss. It's not. You're not going to get that timing yet. You're going to want to do that next round, basically.
Okay.
You have noticed that Tamara's fired off a couple of shots, and they've not got anywhere near it. And she's usually pretty accurate. As you try and head to cut off this creature, I need a survival check, please. As you try and get your bearings to meet at exactly the right point.
7.
A 7. Yeah. You go to head one way, but the thick brush deters you, and you're going to have to go all the way around. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, as will Tamara, to try and keep the pace.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Tamara got a 21, so you're in a good place. No, she didn't. Rubbish. That's an acrobatics check. She got a 17, so that's fine. Yeah, so the two of you sort of racing around this thick undergrowth, chasing after this creature that's huge and likely to kill you if you catch it. And yet again, you get this sort of shriek of distress in your mind.
It's more like a focused distress now.
No, it's just this constant fear. It's fear. It's panic. This cabbage cream eggs. Oh. That's good.
Well, that's good.
I'll just try to focus the question, "Are you injured?" in my mind. See if I can penetrate through.
You get nothing but just sheer panic. And a sense of water. You also get the impression that Azanth is not in control right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We will move down the initiative tracker to Arya. Arya, you've sort of made your way into this pile of thick reed-like grass, right? Wherever you look, all you can see is this thick reed-like grass. And it's bending and whipping in your face. It is horrible to walk through. And it doesn't help that Jerd is sort of crouched down and almost has her head like on your shoulder, trying to use you as shelter. She's really not in a good way.
Oh boy.
But
Okay.
as you look back to the river, you will see Harmony and Ranculos clutching that log being tossed down the river.
Oh, so they're still being swept.
Oh yeah, very fast.
Sure, it's looking bad. Okay. How far have they been swept away? Like, is it?
By now, they're already sort of 70, 80 feet away from you, and they're moving at 100 feet a turn. There's no way you ever catch them.
Okay.
Oh. Wasn't meant to happen.
I'm gonna kind of like, still kind of like helping Jerd move. Follow down the river.
Okay, so you guys are going to try and follow the river line, but still in the reedy, boggy bit, as opposed to on the dodgy shore where you might fall in.
Yeah.
Just that hard grafting, constant moving along. Okay, give me a survival check. Testing you on all the things you're really good at this week, are you?
2.
2!
Oh,
Great!
that hurts.
Yeah, you get like literally 10 feet and already you go to reach through where you think you're going to be able to see the river and it's behind you, not next to you.
I'm at disadvantage. I could roll a 1.
That is
Okay,
true.
no.
But yeah,
No, it's still
you keep trying to look out to find the river, and then suddenly, like, you've got no idea where it is. You look through every bit of branches in all directions, and you've got no concept of which direction the river is in anymore.
Shoot.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'll just do. Well, that's really helping you. That's a -1 from Judge to assist.
Okay.
Between the two of you, just sort of wander around aimlessly in this pile of reeds. On a bright note, you don't seem to be any danger.
Right. Like, so these reeds are pretty tall. If we like crouch down, is like the wind less?
Yes. So you can crouch down for shelter, but then you've got even less idea of where you're going.
Okay.
If only somebody had planted these in even lines like cornrows, right?
Yeah. I think we should bunker down.
I've never had such a good idea, and she literally just collapses on her side of the floor. She reaches into her pocket and she sort of pulls out what looks like a slightly wet bag, but you'll notice it's oilskin lined, which means it's dry on the inside. And she reaches in and she hands you one single little squishy cupcake, and she holds the other. And she sort of takes a big bite into this cinnamon roll. They're the last two.
Thanks.
Imagine they're still okay. I lost my water flask. You? Roll me a D100. I haven't got a clue.
Ooh, D100.
If it's below a 30, you've got no water flask. If it's above, you've got one.
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Great, yeah. You reach
Yeah.
down, you got a water flask. It's sort of 2/3 full. It'll get you through 24 hours between two of you.
Okay. Still got water.
I'm sorry. Nothing else. And I can't hear Ventus.
Oh boy.
Is that it? Veras. Sorry, I have no idea who Ventus is. Some other dragon. Can't hear her either. She can't hear her dragon, and she sort of looks at you and, does that mean he's dead? She's dead?
I don't know. Let's not jump to that thought yet.
Okay. We just
We
hunker
need to
down,
just-
get our cloak up, right? And she sort of puts it over the two of you and... Alright, we're gonna be okay, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
Right.
We're gonna get through this. Rain
I'm
dice
cold. And she begins to whine and complain, and we'll move to Patrick. Patrick!
Hiya.
Yeah, you're running a little bit behind Sylv, who is running a little bit behind Twiggy. As the three of you are making your way through the forest, it is very difficult ground. There's lots of undergrowth and stuff. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice, to try and keep your footing.
I'll go acrobatics.
Love that. DC 14.
I'd rather not now. I'd rather be surprised. Ooh, a 90.
Lovely. Yeah. So you keep your footing, but it's hard going. You're sort of struggling with where you're with sort of keeping track of where you are, and then all of a sudden you sort of hear this strangled cry in your head, and Seskin calls out, "Patrick, where are you?"
Such very different voices.
Yeah, my voice cracked on the Patrick. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Patrick!
Where are you?
Leave me alone, alright? Do you know how hard it is to shout in a voice that's deeper than your own? It's really tough.
Oh man. Do I know where I am to tell him? Can I pinpoint?
You're in the jungle, in the forest.
Then I'll just reply and say that I'm currently traversing. I can't.
Running?
Oh, Patrick. I am running through the forest. Where are you?
I'm drowning!
Where?
And you get an image of sort of like rushing branches on the river. He's underwater and he can't get up through the branches.
Oh God.
And then he goes silent.
Do I recognize where he is?
He's in the river. He's
Do
underwater
I know
in the river.
where the river is in proxy to where I am?
You
If
think
you
it's
say
somewhere
back
to
that
your
way.
right. It's somewhere to your right.
Then I am gonna take a sharp right, and I'm just gonna yell to Twiggy, keep going, I'll meet up with you.
It's not dead right, you just sort of veer off to the right. And
Sure.
as you do so, BAM! You collide into the back
Uh-oh.
of Tats.
Oh, why is
my
he
God.
always in the way? Jesus.
And as you sort of run into Tats, he sort of looks at you and, quickly come! And he grabs your arm and sort of starts running you towards the river.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
He's also trying to get to his dragon desperately.
Yeah. Which one's his dragon again?
Fent. She's a beautiful emerald dragon, very proud.
Emerald. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll run with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that's not how I do that button. How do I do that button? I do it with that. Twiggy, top of the round. I need a con save from everyone, please.
Oh god.
I do not need one from Arya.
Oh.
Sorry. I need one from
Oh,
everyone
thank
else.
goodness, because
You're hunkered down. You're not sprinting. It's because you're taking the dash action every turn, guys, or you're dashing as fast as you can. Willow. Oh, that's a 5, is it? That's
It's
good.
a big 5.
Twiggy, you are taking a level of exhaustion.
Sure.
It's cold and it's tough going. Twiggy, as you get closer now, you can actually make out that it's Arbuck running away from this creature. And as you look out to the right, I need a perception check, please.
Whoa. Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Yeah, you make out 2 other people running towards the dragon, and you recognize Tamara immediately.
Her shimmering scales.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So I will try to wave them down.
Okay.
And
She looks
run
at you
towards
and
them.
she doesn't stop. She keeps running towards the creature. She draws her
That's
bow
where
and
I
she
was
fires
running.
off 2 shots.
Oh.
You just keep on going at the creature?
Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I don't... am I close enough to see the creature more clearly?
You're about
Is it like another
65
one of
feet
those-
away. It's a huge, like, it's got the rhino nose. It's about 15 foot from ground to shoulder. It's got massive hooves.
You know what?
And 6 legs, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier.
Yes.
It's got 6 legs.
Oh, I've missed that somehow.
I know, I forgot. I just got
so
to
I-
say it.
seeing Tamara is like on it, I feel like, okay, this dragon is, someone is aware of it, so I will wait and let Sylph catch up and just make sure she is okay, and then, you know, try to direct her towards where I see Tamara.
Okay. And let's do that. Yeah. And as you try and sort of meet up with Natania, need a perception check, please.
10.
10. You're focused on this creature. You do not notice. Twiggy coming towards you. But you do sort of head on towards the creature. You're now well within javelin range. Are you wanting to throw at it?
Yeah, I will throw a javelin at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit. You're 60 feet away. I don't know if that's advantage or disadvantage.
60 feet. No, it's disadvantage. Which is not bad. 18.
Okay. Yeah, an 18 will hit. And as you hit, this creature sort of rears back on its tracks. And then it turns and it looks dead at you.
Yeah, I will bonus action summon my echo and we will run in a V shape away toward the river.
Yeah, you begin to run away and this creature is going to charge at you. You've obviously used your action to throw the javelin. And you realize very quickly this creature is going to catch you. Also, side note, I've got some art for it coming up. I did a little search. I will throw it in when it loads. There we go. Nasty looking bugger. About 15 foot tall at the back. Arya, as you hunker down in the middle of these sort of lashing reeds, you hear a huge crack of thunder and a scream from nearby. Maybe a little way to your left.
A little to the left. Recognize it? The scream? Or is it?
Give me an insight check with disadvantage. Well, you had disadvantage anyway. Yeah.
And our wisdom check, let's go. 4.
Where are you with the wisdom checks?
It is pretty cool, actually. What did you get, sorry?
4.
4? No. It wasn't a dragon. It was definitely a person.
Okay, to the left. I'm gonna see what that is.
Okay. And
I was saying that to Jared.
Yeah, Jared sort of... okay, I'll come with you. I don't want to get lost.
Okay.
And as you guys rush down to the river, rush down to the sound, you see the river again. And floating down the river, maybe 80 or 90 feet away from you, on what looks like sort of 4 or 5 smaller logs sort of pulled together, you see someone lying face down. Give me a perception check. 10. You recognize it to be Alan.
Oh no.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And that is where I'm going to stop you. As after a short moment, you will see a blue dragon burst out of the forest and leap full on into the water. And then puts itself under the very raft that Alan is in and tries to nudge it up towards the shore. And we have reached the battle map.
Oh shit.
Okay, can you just put your tokens on the map, please? All of you. That is not what I was looking to do. That is not a token. Okay. Arbok is now in the water under the dragon. Nice try, guys, but completely the opposite. Close but no cigar. It is only Arya that is on that side of the water. We'll just say Emil's on the boat.
My echo appears to be a icon
Who is
person.
that?
What?
MySpace.
What an icon.
Okay. Bear with me a second. Let me get you guys in the right places at least.
Okay.
So, Twiggy and Natani, you're sort of here. Patrick, you're sort of there. Emil is off in Happy Town.
He's chilling.
We got, where's the NPC
Kicked
tokens?
up.
We've got Tats here. We've got Arya here. We've got Judd here. And we have Sylv here. And we have Tamara over here. Why is your echo done that? Oh, the art's completely
It's
gone.
got a personality of its own.
No,
these
the
days.
art's completely gone.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, like it's... Oh god, we've had a lot of D&D since we last used this. Do I have a search function? I might have a search function. It's not got any properties yet, but at least it's there.
Cool.
Yeah, and that will be, that's as far as you can put it because oh, no, I need the token. I need that.
Whoa. Hello.
I need you to...
Hello.
It's,
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I can't quite, I haven't got enough map. I'll put it here instead, but it's chasing you, but it's technically
It's
down.
it's climbing the cliff.
It's technically down there, but I can't put it there, so I'll just put it. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just move you guys up a little bit.
Like I split off from the echo a little bit, but
Who
Okay.
just slipped under me?
Yeah, just for now. We'll just keep it like this. I haven't quite got
Damn
enough
it,
map
no.
for it all, because the water's going to be the relevant thing shortly. But yes, as you guys get close in on the water, Alum is on this raft being propped up by his dragon armor. Arya and Judd, as you make it to the water, you will see that 3 or 4 dragons seem to be under the water, desperately trying to get their heads above water. You will know that it is not Mercor and it is not Harmony, but other than that, and it's obviously not Arbok, because you can see Arbok right now, but other than that, you're not really sure who it is. You can just see sort of a wing here, a leg there, as they are getting tossed down the river. And then swirling in the water, you will see some creatures sort of rising as if they exist to be part of the water. And they look like water elementals.
Oh dear.
And I think... oh, no, okay, we just got that one right now.
Children, no.
Oh, no! And actually, this is what I was looking for. There we go. They sort of rise up, and they're made of waves, and as the water swirls, you see, like, deep blue eyes of lock gazes with various creatures. And you know that if you're going to save the dragons underneath that are trapped in this swirling water, you're going to have to defeat the elemental. But that is going to take too long. So that's where we're going to end.
no, no,
Jessica,
no.
Yeah, anyone who can't hear their dragon, you can assume it to be underneath that water elemental.
Man, and I was gonna save him in my next turn, and I was next.
How are you doing that?
All that in one turn.
I know.
But you will be in an initiative.
Next turn,
counter
save him.
Next time. But yeah, we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs.
Great.
And I will start where I finished, and I believe that was with Michaela.
Yeah, I will say just the whole drama of the storm and the skill challenge. I like those kind of kind of non-traditional initiative where you do something kind of different. I like doing that too. So that was very cool. Do something different in an exciting way.
Good. Jay.
Whoa.
Yeah, just the suspense to this whole thing is just incredible. But also early on, sand oil.
Sand oil.
Sand oil.
Perpetrator. Sand oil over there. Josh, your MVP.
Yeah, this storm is a very, very cool encounter's the wrong word, but
It's an encounter. It is an encounter. That is exactly what
I
it is.
think that's the right
Yeah.
word.
But also the hunters becoming dragon keepers, Davy and Carson. Very
Yep.
cool. Yeah.
Davy and Carson taking on Spit and Kalo, and obviously Cedric having taken the Copper Relpter means everyone's now got a keeper for now, unless anybody intends to die shortly. Maybe the dragons will die. You'll have too many keepers and not enough dragons. Who knows?
Oh no.
Laura, your MVP. And then he asked Jamal for his MVP. Awkward moment. What do you think, Jamal?
Yeah, I mean the storm and everything, the whole skill challenge thing. I think it's great, and it's a good warm up for Australia tomorrow.
If only that was just a skill challenge, eh? If only.
The
But yeah,
exhaustion.
I've got a few
And of
little-
course,
go on.
the abrupt cutoff.
The cliffhanger.
Oh right, yeah.
cliffhanger.
So I just knew that like if we didn't get there by 1:45, so it will take 45 minutes, and we just haven't got 45 minutes, so that seemed about. And then to do MVPs, it just wouldn't have been long enough. And besides,
Yeah.
maybe Jamal will be here. You did remind me actually of a session where we forgot to say that Jamal wasn't there, and at the end somebody said Jamal's being quiet, and he wasn't even there. But yeah, I have a few little ones. I really liked. You asking if Josh asking if people had a bag because his dragon wanted one. You also told me I sounded like a man, which I really appreciated. And I liked when you reached up and pulled the food out of Kalo's teeth. That was really cool. But mostly I was just astounded that Jay actually did jump into the acid river to save Jerd. Kudos. There's definitely at least one other person at this table who would not have done that. Yeah, I think it was really cool that you just leapt in, and I really enjoyed that. But that's where we're going to end, and we will be back next week. But in the meantime, if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Bye.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.